thank you very much joining us on 29th of February, which doesn't really happen really often. So today we are going to talk with great people from the insurance industry, obviously our friends from Allianz, and we are going to talk about our HackZone program, the Scale Up Accelerator program of this year, and we are going to talk about the future of insurance. In order to make sure that everybody is on the same page, you are in the webinar form, so don't worry, your microphones will not be open accidentally, so feel free and enjoy it. You can change the view, so you can see the speakers, you can see the presentation, and if you need anything, please let us know. You can use Q&A anytime you want because we will have 3 different sessions, and during those, you might have any questions and we would be happily address it while texting right away, or at the end, we will have some Q&A time. I'm Kaan, I'm founder of Hackquarters, and now we are Hackquarters by Tenity. You are going to meet few of our teammates today as well. And in Tenity, we are investing in early stage companies, especially fintech and insurtech in different regions of the world, which is a great option and opportunity for us to bring that innovation to different places. And let me just go through the agenda quickly. In a second, I'm going to introduce Hümeyra. She is the innovation manager of Allianz Turkey, and she's our partner in HackZone program in Turkey. And she will talk a little bit about how we designed the program, and I will give you some of the stats. And as I told you, we have 2 more panels and firesides as you wish. The first one will be on venture visions, like this dissecting insurtech trends across continents, because as I mentioned, we have few different friends from different places. So Juno will join us from the APAC side of the investments, and also we will have Christian from B2 Venture from mostly Central Europe. And also we have a really good fireside chat on leveraging generative AI for strategic insurtech alliances. Obviously, AI is one of the burning topics in all types of technology right now. And we will have Kaan Toker, Chief Operating Officer of Allianz Turkey, and also Manuela Divac, Head of Group Operations, Organization and Data, Allianz SE. So I'm looking forward for those sessions as well. And anytime, if you have any questions with partnership with Allianz for the program, for the different things, feel free to join. And thanks for coming in. So HackZone has been going with like 4 batches with us. As Hackquarters by Tenity, we are so proud of running HackZone program with Allianz so far. This is our latest batch. So we started our applications in late September. And we had few online meetups, and we closed our applications in November and had a nice kickoff event at the office, Allianz Tower, in December. Now, we are running the phase 1 of the program. This is kind of the milestone for ending that phase 1. And the phase 2 will begin, where our scale-ups can come up with solutions which can be implemented alongside with Allianz. And we will finish this program around May with a nice demo day. I told you, this is our 4th program. Sometimes we focus on scale-ups, sometimes we focus on co-creation. We have great companies so far joining our program. We screened more than 450 startups around like insurance and directly talked to 66 of them. And we are so lucky to have 38 of those joining to the program. They are growing great fintechs. And this year we have 6 of them. As you can see, 3P Metrics, Kozolak, Novus Technology, Orbina, Pivoni, and Zuzu. And those companies we will talk in discussion maybe later on. Maybe Hümeyra will talk about that. Without further ado, let me introduce you Hümeyra, if you haven't met her. Hi, Hümeyra. Nice to join us.
Hi.
I'm going to skip your pages, but I'm going to turn off my camera so you can actually take over this part of the session.
Okay, thank you very much for the nice introduction and the information, Kaan. First of all, welcome to everyone. We are proud that we became a program that international investors and Allianz global leaders have participated here. I'm responsible for the execution, management, and coordination of the Allianz HackZone Open Insurance program within the company, within the Allianz. As Kaan shared the numbers and the statistics of the program over the years, it's very impressive that the program has such successful results in a short time, as you see. These numbers show us the approach of the Allianz employees to the innovation as well. I would like to go through why we are doing this. And we are running HackZone Open Insurance program for the fourth time, as Kaan said. And we also run an in-house corporate entrepreneurship program in Allianz. As a result of all these efforts, the innovation culture in Allianz Turkey has reached a high level, really. And in this program, we wanted to use startup use our APIs. We shared with them our APIs and data, and we focus on create innovative ideas for insurance industry. And there's no doubt that customer experience is crucial for Allianz Turkey, and we focused on creating innovative new customer experiences as well in this program. And we aim to move customer obsession from the customer satisfaction point. And let's keep the program benefits page. Yeah, we have mutual benefits with startups in this Accelerator program. We can say that the most important benefit of the program for startups, that's for sure, the mentorship that they can receive from Allianz professionals. Startups are able to get mentorship from approximately 50 Allianz professionals in this program. And in these mentoring sessions, we discuss how we can develop new business models with startups with them. And we gave startups access to our APG platform and data also. And we provide HackZone participant startups to 200,000 Turkish liras for POC support. And also our partner Hackquarters provide startups tech perks up to 300,000 US dollars. And thank you again to Hackquarters. As a result of all these practices, we observed that the ways of doing business of our colleagues became more innovative. And we can say that our open innovation programs contribute to Allianz innovation culture. Yeah. Let's look at this year's categories and the startups. We designed HackZone open innovation programs and HackZone Scale-Up Accelerator program in line with Allianz strategies and the focus areas of Allianz teams. When the program is designed in line with business focus and strategies, we are able to make so many huge number of POCs. And this year we plan to develop AML and ML and generative AI solutions. And although we are on the halfway of the program, we have started to make promising POCs with our AML startups with Novus, Orvina, and Pivoni. And also, we wanted to focus on and creating gamification business models. And we have two promising POCs with Zuzu, which are about our sales processes, improving our sales processes, and also customer data quality. And we have been focusing on combating climate change for the last 2 years. And we have successful POCs with 3P metrics, which touch our customers and also our partners. And we have two combating climate change startups. They are 3P metrics and Kozalak. And thank you very much for joining our program. And it's time to give the floor to our other panelists and Khan, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Umaira. I mean,
Thank you.
it's always great to bring the startups, especially earlier stages, like even Series A, and talking with like a company like Allianz, which is a global insurance giant, and you know so many things. So they do learn the new opportunities, and our founders are really great people. So they come up with the nice solutions. Hopefully, it will help them propel global domination. And talking about global domination, maybe we can go into the panel. So I have two great guests, Christian and Juno, with me today. Guys, if you are here, you can turn on your cameras. Hi, Juno again. And we will a little bit talk about like how that thing is kind of a different in different regions. So let me just, I think people can connect to you. We will definitely share your information, but I would like to start with introductions. Welcome, Juno. And for both of you, this is what I'm going to ask, but maybe we can start with Juno. Can you introduce yourself? And in terms of Asia Pacific, and you are based in Singapore, and as we invest in insurtechs and fintechs around the region. So what do you see in terms of trends lately?
My pleasure to be here. It is our first kind of collaboration between Hackquarters and Tenity, so pleasure to kind of have this first step. Very impressive kind of introduction. I'm also very impressed how many applications you had. I was actually just speaking to the CEO of InsurTech UK, and from her research, there's only around 2,000 InsurTechs globally. So out of that, I think you got 1/5 of the people actually applying. So congratulations. To introduce myself, I'm Junho. I'm the investment director here at Singapore at Tenity. So I look after the operations for finding the best startups and then investing in them. Also, we do corporate sourcing as well. Have about 9 years of experience in the VC space in Asia Pacific, looking at early stage deals and private equity deals. I had the pleasure of gaining some experience back in the insurance segment with as I was the lead for InsurTech coverage for Plug and Play Asia Pacific. So managed about 12 different corporate clients in their sourcing and innovation efforts. So yeah, pleasure to be here. And to your second question, I guess what kind of trends that we're seeing here in Asia Pacific.
You can just park it and we will come with Christian. He introduced himself and then we talk about the trends.
Sure.
Because that's a beautiful introduction and welcome, and so happy that you can join us today. Hi, Christian. Would you like to introduce yourself and what has been the plans on your side and in Central European way?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to join today and represent B2 Venture. Maybe a couple of words about myself and my background. I'm Christian. I'm an associate with B2 Venture. I am, as you could tell from my name, probably I'm originally from Croatia. Studied and grew up in Germany. Studied mathematics and kicked off my career in investment banking and venture capital at Rocket Internet. And I'm now with B2 Venture for 3 years, investing in early stage startups from the InsurTech space. And our approach is kind of a dedicated one towards insurance and adjacent areas. Maybe I'll start with a little intro to B2 Venture and what we actually do. We were founded 24 years ago on the campus of the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland. And we originally started as a platform that connected business angels with startups from the Swiss ecosystem. Around 2006, we pivoted towards raising our first early stage investment fund. And we have ever since raised 7 consecutive funds, all dedicated to early stage investing across Europe. And we have partnered with companies like DeepL, Summa, Brazen, and I think we are following a really hands-on approach across all of our funds. Today, we are managing several funds where, first of all, there's our flagship early stage fund that is investing across pre-seed and seed cases in Europe. And next to this fund, we have a dedicated insurance fund called the Helvetia Venture Fund, where I'm part of. This is a special collaboration between a large Swiss insurance company called Helvetia that you might know, and our company. And we are operating this, I call it an outsourced venture capital solution for Helvetia, where B2 Venture is the asset manager, and we are targeting the areas of InsurTech, PropTech, mobility, FinTech, anything that is somehow related to Helvetia's core business. And we are partnering with startups in the earliest days. This is for us. This means investing in pre-seed, seed, and Series A cases, and we partner. Initially, we have ticket sizes that range between 500,000 and 2 million, and our approach is kind of a dual track approach. Like any other investor, there's of course the investor perspective on the market and the financial opportunity here. But on the other hand, we always try to build the bridge towards Helvetia and bring on our operational managers at Helvetia, take on the expertise that Helvetia has built in over 100 years in the business. And this is something we like to give this opportunity to our founders and help them find their way in the insurance space.
Cool. I mean, there are so many things, and maybe hopefully you can also take a look of our alumni of the HackZone portfolio. Some of them are raising, so we will discuss that as well. So going back to Juno, can you tell us, like, when we talk about insurance and also AI, what kind of companies or trends that you have been seeing in the region? I mean, we sometimes call a place a region, but sometimes that people say that no, we have even smaller regions and smaller trends. So
yeah, I'll define the region that I'm talking about. I would say is more Asia Pacific. So to the west, we're looking at anything up to India. To north is Korea, Japan, excluding China, unfortunately. To south, we're looking at anything in Oceania, so that would be New Zealand, Australia. With our core being Southeast Asia. These are ASEAN countries, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, etc. So given that we've said that, I think we are primarily talking about developing countries here. I think aside from Singapore and partially about Malaysia, I think all the countries that are surrounding the Southeast Asia region, those are developing countries. And I would allude to that more, given that even the region that I just mentioned, Korea and Japan tend to be kind of leaders of insurance, actually, insurance adoption. So I wouldn't actually necessarily talk about them, but Southeast Asia. So the trend that we're looking at, the insurance adoption for the Southeast Asia region is very low, is in the low single digits. And considering as the region, it has massive population. Indonesia alone has 280 million people. Vietnam having close to 1 million, Philippines also close to 1 million, Thailand also around 60 million. So it's a very large population, very young population as well. So a lot of insurance companies, including corporates, are looking at adoption and adoption among the retail customers. The issue is also you have to think about how the income levels are not actually there yet. So some of the topics that we're actually touching upon in Southeast Asia are financial inclusion and also access to capital. So these are people who might have difficulty actually purchasing whatever they need to eat for that particular day, right? For them, someone like them to actually subscribe to an insurance policy is a luxury service. And especially if you're not talking about micro insurance and if you're talking about a yearly insurance, it becomes an even further down the line kind of luxury item. So a lot of the trends that you see in Southeast Asia is how do we actually increase the adoption through the use of micro insurance? but also embedded insurance. And what I am more bullish about, I would say, is embedded insurance, because there's an element of education that goes with embedded, that it's embedded into the funnel of consumption or any value chain within their ordinary business or ordinary life, that they have the opportunity to kind of get acquainted with insurance products. So one company I like to bring up is it's a company called AnyCover. They do extended warranty. They're not our portfolio, unfortunately, but then they're extended warranty. Some people just see it as warranty, but it's an insurance product tied to consumption pattern and e-commerce trend. So I see them as a bridge between insurance and whatever that I'm very bullish on.
I mean, I don't know if your voice is breaking, but I think we got most of the things. It might be my internet because I'm in Qatar right now for the Web Summit, and sometimes the streaming doesn't really work. But I think you started great, because the thing is, like, when you think about Asia Pacific versus like Europe, this is basically incumbents and the emerging markets. So this is a significantly different place. So embedded finance, kind of embedded insurance, is definitely one thing. The population densities are different. The people's money and the behaviors are significantly different. And on that, let's talk to Christian, because you are mostly interested in Central Europe, which is kind of the developed world, on some kind of behavioral sociology. So what do you see in terms of trends versus what we just discussed about like Asia Pacific?
I think a big difference in the European insurance market compared to, say, the US or other big markets is, look, it's obviously super fragmented with lots of different regulations. And that's, in many cases, is a big challenge for startups that are growing out of their domestic markets. But on the other hand, it's an opportunity for startups to position themselves as European players, to get, say, the right licenses in the right markets that give them the freedom to scale across borders within Europe. On the other hand, I'd say the European market is an established insurance market with large incumbents. And what I see is a lot of potential for collaboration between startups and incumbents. We see it on, a lot of MGAs that are working with risk carriers like Allianz, like Helvetia, and other incumbents. And we see, I'd say, organizations, you mentioned it earlier, InsurTech UK, but there's InsurTech Hub Switzerland, InsurTech Hub in Munich. There's a lot of, I'd say, platforms where we try to get together the incumbents that have been around for a while now, and the tech companies, the startups that are emerging in the European insurance space. And I think it's a great opportunity for both players. On the one hand, large incumbents trying to keep up with innovation, keep up with technology. And there's, I think, lots of ways to get closer to the startup ecosystem. And on the other hand, young startups that are deploying new technology in, I'd say, an old-fashioned market, and get the expertise and the experience from these players. So this is something I really value about the European insurance market, and I think it's a great characteristic to have. In terms of trends, I think embedded insurance is a big mega trend that we also witness here in Europe. There's across every vertical, basically, we're seeing business models shifting towards an embedded form of getting to the customer, and I see a lot of advantages over there. I think the most important thing is the data that you get through this embedded models. We're living in a world where data is kind of the most important resource to build your new LLM on, to utilize the newest technologies. And I think an embedded business model is a way where you can combine a pretty efficient distribution channel with a way to gather lots of data in order to implement the newest technologies that we witness these days.
I mean, thank you very much. But when we think about embedded technologies, I think it is the heat in every different vertical. Like obviously for fintech, InsurTech, everybody is trying to be that the platform which the other services will be embedded to. But I think this literally comes from Southeast Asia, like super apps. That's the behavior, consumer behavior. And maybe one of the reasons is that that region is merging. So basically they skipped the part where nearly everyone had laptops and PCs, but everybody had mobile phones. And then the super app things took off really significantly. I think in terms of that, like Southeast Asia is quite innovative. And one of the things that I want to talk, you just mentioned LLMs. We talk about AI a lot obviously in all of the technologies. Juno, what do you think about generative AI use cases? Do you started to see more generative AI use cases in insurance? What is the situation?
I mean, I personally see generative AI and AI to be different animals. I maybe I'll talk about just AI first, right? I think the AI that I'm talking about is really digesting data that's been in development for the past 20, 30 years. It's not something that came out of blue in 2020, 21, right? So when I think about this traditional AI, I think it's advanced heaps and bounds. So I think there's obvious benefits of AI, especially in terms of making sure operations efficient and also the accuracy of the data that we're actually generating, right? So, like Christian said, we are living in a data centric age, and we're actually as human beings, we're bombarded with too much information and data, and our brains are not actually capable of consuming and digesting and accurately actually reflecting on this data. So, but thankfully we have AI to do this for us, right? AI is more objective than human beings. AI has potential to be less error prone than human beings. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there in terms of improving efficiency, and then second, making sure we make data-driven decisions. So one of the companies that we invested in last year, Pints AI, they are helping financial institutions, including insurance companies, to actually have their own foundational model and building their AI. So I like to make the reference that one AI is not good for everything. So it's like if you're an athlete, if you're a swimmer versus a bodybuilder, you work differently, you actually eat differently. So similar to that, AI needs to be consuming different types of data in certain manner under different management, right? So Pints is helping to build financial services, verticalized AI, and I'm very bullish on that idea. And I think it has a lot of efficiency implications as well as accuracy. They're helping insurance companies to actually connect with, empower their agents and sellers to actually recommend the best kind of most fitting policies for their potential customers or existing customers. So improving their cross revenue opportunities mostly. But I do also see AI settling down as an empowerment tool, not actually a decision maker, because I think as a decision maker, that's a question of accountability. AI can do it, but it's about, okay, if something, we're in the business of risk, right? If something goes wrong, who is accountable? I think that's the question that nobody has actually answered, and will stay for the time being.
I mean, that was kind of a trend that we've seen in healthcare as well. Like we had a lot of diagnostic AIs, like image recognition, etc. But still, it was a supplementary with the doctors because doctors need to make the calls. Otherwise, you cannot blame someone for like mistreatment because this is what you don't do. That's really interesting, and thank you very much, Christian, I think we are going to close it, but what do you think about that part as well, like generative AI? What I generally see from Europe, it's more conservative because of the regulations and old compliance things. In Asia, in GCC, some regulations didn't really exist. So we've seen a lot of like companies in AI trying their stuff in those regions because it's easier to implement it. So what do you see as a trend?
I think that's a great point, and I'm not sure if a lot of this hesitancy is coming from regulation. I think it's insurers, they have a brand that they need to protect at all costs. And that's why I think within professional financial industries, insurance is one of the industries that will be super hesitant to adapt new technologies like Gen AI and others that are consumer facing and that risk their brand with certain, I'd say, processes. On the other hand, I think you said this is nothing that emerged within the last 2 years. This is the technology that has been around for a while, especially Helvetia. They have a dedicated team that's been working on ML and AI applications within the organization that has been working on this topic since I think 2016, 2017. And that gave them the ability to act fast within the recent, I'd say, jumps in technology. And one example is an branded or co-branded chatbot that Helvetia has released within months after ChatGPT was released in, I think, 2021, end of 2021. And what I was about to say is these technologies are on the roadmap of these insurance companies, but there's an angle to it where, like, I guess these companies are hesitant to release it into the wild, to get it out there and get their customers to work with it, because there's a big brand reputation that has to be protected. So this is, I guess, a different angle that has to be on the map as well.
I mean, you are definitely right. And, like machine learning was late 70s thing. I'm a mechatronics engineer. I used to do robots like 15, 20 years ago. And now, like, we always talk about like machine learning as a new thing, but obviously it's not. Like, that's the idea. And I'm really looking forward for the next fireside chat, and I really enjoyed this one. I think our guests have your connections from the chat. So thank you very much for joining us, Juno and Christian. And I hope you can connect with aspiring entrepreneurs. Maybe some of our alumni can join. And thank you very much. And dear Khan and Manuela, sorry, I mean, we had 5 minute gap, but that was the thing. We will have our Q&A time, so no worries at all. I will leave the stage for you for 20 minutes because we were just talking about the generative AI and data, and I think you are the right people to talk to. So I'm really curious, what is the standpoint and how you do it? And I'm leaving the stage to you and getting to be comfortable on the site.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us at our HackZone event today. I am
You're a little bit coming from deep. Maybe, I mean, it might be me, but
No.
Yeah. Maybe you can drop the.
Is it better now?
I think so. I think it's from the laptop still.
And I am thrilled to be here today and talk about HackZone program and how it has shaped and transformed the way we innovate in Alliance, Turkey. Here, as we all know, the world is changing rapidly, and to stay ahead of the curve, we need to be constantly thinking outside of the box and coming up with new and fresh ideas. And that's why we have launched HackZone. This is all about creating a culture of experimentation and innovation.
It's not the best. Maybe you can just remove the AirPods.
Yeah, maybe. Now let's try it. It's okay now?
Yeah, it's much better now.
I can't hear you. What's
Okay, let's try this.
okay?
Perfect. Now we can hear you perfectly. Can you hear us?
And for 4 years now, we have been embracing HackZone and partnering with startups to develop new and innovative product and services. Actually, HackZone is the heart of our innovation, open innovation and open API strategy, because we clearly know that in a world where the technology develops and evolves so rapidly, even a very large and very successful company like ours, like Allianz, cannot keep up with every new development on its own. That's where the synergy with or collaboration with startups becomes very, very crucial. And to be honest, in my career, I experienced this personally. Before joining Allianz, I was an entrepreneur in the software development area industry almost for a decade. And that's helped me deeply understand and experience the importance and collaboration between startups and large companies. And today I have to confess that I am very, very happy and very proud to be part of this journey. Nevertheless, our journey with HackZone has not just been about developing a digital ecosystem. It has also been a transformative experience that has improved and enriched our organizational culture in terms of innovation. And today, many of my colleagues have worked hand in hand with startups and entrepreneurs to generate fresh and new business ideas. Maybe let me share with you three outstanding examples, I guess. The first one, by partnering Laska, a very dynamic startup, our joint effort focused on upselling used expired auto tires from our auto repair shops, transforming them into valuable resources for energy production. This not only reduced carbon emissions, but also increased our network knowledge and awareness of climate crisis. And the second one, I would like to name it in our work, B2Metric. We jointly harnessed AI to explore in very detail our digital customers' journey. And this helped us, I think it was essential for us in enhancing the customer digital experience, allowed us to understand and serve our customers better and faster. Lastly, through our partnerships with 3P Matrix, I believe our mobile app is right now serves as a platform to educate our customers on environmental issues. We are, as Allianz Turkey, actively working on calculating and advising on corporate carbon footprints in compliance with Turkish regulation standards. In conclusion, I can say that in a nutshell, HackZone is more than just a program for us. It's a cornerstone of our strategy to stay ahead of the curve in such a rapidly evolving digital world. And when it comes to our today's main topic, obviously this is generative AI. As Allianz Turkey, we want to be truly a digital and data-driven company and benefit from AI in the most efficient way to serve our customers faster and better. At that point, regarding generative AI, along the common challenges, main challenges, there are three very specific market challenges that we face here in Turkey. The first one is cloud limitations. Because under Turkish data privacy law, transferring personal data abroad, especially to using cloud services, is strictly prohibited. And this limitation requires us the development on-premise solutions that comply with regulations. And the second challenge is
language support. While there are many advanced large language models for English, unfortunately, Turkish support is very limited. And to address this, we have to invest in training or fine-tuning models, especially for Turkish. And the last challenge is GPU availability on the market. And the lack of or scarcity of GPU server farms locally here in Turkey has been a hurdle for running and testing our models efficiently. But end of the day, the good news is that we have made a significant progress in addressing those challenges, and also our roadmap, our use cases are in place. We know that use cases that we want to implement, and I can clearly say that now we are ready to partner with entrepreneurs who can help us navigate these challenges better and develop value-added solutions for Allianz Turkey. And I believe this not only benefits us, but also provides startups and entrepreneurs the opportunity to expand and integrate their solutions with other Allianz OEs to gain a market share in the digital insurance, in the insurance sector globally. And to further this vision, to make this vision true, I am thrilled to introduce our special guest today, Manuela Diviac, the Head of Group Operations, Organization, and Data. Welcome, Manuela. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Thank you. So, come, please.
Yeah, Manuela, could you please explain, please, your role and leadership responsibilities in Allianz?
Yes, thank you, Cam. So I'm Manuela, I'm Italian, but I'm leading for the group, so for Allianz SE, the digital transformation that we want to bring across all the operations and more broadly, all the full value chain. So for me, first of all, one of the obsession is to drive forward the operational excellence and the productivity. And productivity is for us at Allianz, despite the result that we have, always on top of our mind. Then the second area where I'm responsible to is steering and scaling the data and AI solution. Because as Han has introduced, we are a global group, our global footprint. Therefore, we need to really be on all the OEs with the same level of innovation and automation. Then the third component for me is maintaining and keeping the group protected and resilient. In fact, I'm also head of the protection and resilience department. And then I go to the four pillar. The four pillar is for me the group sustainable operation. Sustainability in operations in particular, but is at the core of our strategy. And I'm super happy to be here with Can, because Can represented Allianz Turkey, and Allianz Turkey is in the whole Allianz group one of the champions in terms of productivity, in terms of innovation and open innovation initiatives. And not only technology, but also the way of working. Allianz Turkey was the first introducing the Agile in the Allianz Group almost 10 years ago. So for me, really a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, Manuela, for your kind words. And maybe my second question, could you please also share your vision and how do you see the impact of generative AI in the insurance business maybe in near future, and how does Allianz prepare for it?
So I totally agree with the people before when they said now it's the hype of Gen AI. I truly believe, and we have worked a lot of automation and AI. This is at the core of our strategy. But still, of course, Gen AI is here now, and we want also to build on it and to leverage on it. For me, the main opportunity in this moment is to integrate automation, augmentation, and arrive to the acceleration at the end. What does it mean? It means that from our past, the automation was robotic, the AI was machine learning. Now what we see with Gen AI is the opportunity to arrive really to more efficient way, a most efficient way to serve our customer. It means having the operations that are faster than what was before, first point. The second point, Gen AI will also allow us to be more customized and personalized when we offer our product to the customer, and then become and still be very competitive in the market. But there are challenges. The opportunities are there. We see the challenges, probably because we are insurance. So the challenges and the risk we take into consideration. And, you know, the challenges for me is the new skill set that we need once we speak about new technologies and Gen AI in particular. People need to adapt this technology and solution. And here the skill set is really not to be afraid, is be creative, be open to the innovation. And then typically Gen AI is introducing the bias and this discrimination. So we need to also look at these threats and be ready to solve it. And then there is this overconfidence that sometimes it was in the past on AI and can be in the Gen AI. And this is also something that we need to manage. Of course, we have our receipt. So internally, what we are doing, there is an ethical framework in place. Seems to be boring. Instead, is super important to guarantee that whatever we do, in particular in the Gen AI field, we are doing preserving our customer in an ethical way. There should be a strong, and it's in place, data governance. The data governance, the quality of data, the more that you use it, the more should be there. A continuous learning with our people, fundamental, and always keeping the human in the loop. Because as we said, sometimes we can tend to have overconfidence on the result, but with the human, with the experience of our experts, then we can really combine the two.
Thank you, Manuela, for this comprehensive answer and your insights. You already mentioned a few of them, I guess, but what are from your point of view, what are the most promising value creation areas in insurance by generative AI?
Okay, here we already see some area of application and very promising. And in particular is when we speak about our augmented reality. So augmented the power of the sales agent, augmented the power and the completeness of the service given by our people serving the customer in the contact center. This is something where we see really today application. So Gen AI can provide to our people already the answer to the question that the customer are bringing to us. And then it's up to the person to make it real and to make it personal. But here in the contact center, in the sales area, first application for sure. The second area of application for me is about content generation. So already in the marketing, producing marketing content, producing also training material. This is something where the application can be there with Gen AI super fast. I was, for example, a couple of weeks ago in China. And there in China, they have the problem of the agents with a super high turnover. Around 40% of your sales force is changing over 1 year. So the need of training is fundamental and it has to be customized. And here, Gen AI can help us to be super fast. And then the third area is the coding. So, of course, on the coding, on the software development, software engineering, code migration, here Gen AI is a game changer. And we are already seeing strong productivity and strong efficiencies there.
Thank you very much, Manuela. You know, today we have many startups and entrepreneurs as I have said, target audience. And I think this could be the favorite question. What is your recommendation to our guests, to entrepreneurs? What is the best way to collaborate with Allianz at the global scale?
At the global scale, so it's not easy for a startup to start interfacing with an incumbent, with a big company like we are. But some of the advice I can give for the startup itself, please have always the customer in mind. Whatever you propose to the company, think that we have to satisfy the customer need at the end. So whatever solution you have, think how it can bring value for our end customer. Then the second part is fast execution. This is one of the power of the startup that we don't have. We are not fast enough, and that's the reason why we are looking to the startups. So still keep being fast and being a strong team around you, a team that is able to structure the activities that you are doing, because then you will face with our big super structure way of working. So you need to have someone from your side that can understand how structured we are. That's for sure. And you know, at the end, for me, once we go to a big provider, they have already the solution and they are trying to sell the solution that is there. With the startup is always different because they want to satisfy this need. And what I encourage, keep this concept always because it's unique from the startup.
Thank you very much, Manuela, for this encouraging answer. And my last question to you, how do you envision, how do you see the insurance sector and Allianz in 10 years under these circumstances, very digital and very rapidly evolving generative AI technology?
Okay, now I come back also to some point that the colleagues said before, because I mean, Allianz is here and it has been here for 130 years. And we are the most trustful brand in the insurance landscape. Whatever will happen on the technology in the world, we will save the future of our customer and we will keep this DNA. This is us. So that for sure will not change. But of course, there are forces around. So what I see is a deep integration with the technology. We are speaking about AI, advanced machine learning, Gen AI. We are speaking about Internet of Things. And the more that we are going along the path, the more these new trends will become true. And I truly believe that Internet of Things is introducing in our already big data value, additional value that we will exploit more and more. The other point is customer-centric models. And for insurance, it means going on demand. Let's try to deliver and satisfy the need of the customer when it occurs exactly here in that moment. So the on-demand insurance will definitely grow. And for me, the other thing is the increased personalization. For many years, we are speaking about the segment of one. Now it is coming. With the AI pushing, with Gen AI, with customization of the product, we really can target and the market will ask for this segment of one. Then if I think about our offering, we will serve and the industry will see more and more the value-added services in the areas of preventing. So not only, solve the problem when the fact happen, so the claims happen, but help our customer in preventing it. And there is a word around prevention and service like this that will come. And then for sure, the other tendency is about the regulation and the privacy and regulation in general. To secure our customer, we know we are under the regulation, some country less, but everyone has his specific regulation. And this is also good. So our way is to interpret the rules more and more to better serve the customer. And in terms of newcomers, we are speaking a lot in the insurance. We need to be careful. We need to see Google will come, Amazon will come, all the incumbents are thinking how to manage it. The future is more and more on the partnership. So insurance will partner more and more with the tech company. This is our future because at the end, we stand on the data, we manage the data, we need to leverage the value of the data for sure. And then probably the last trend that I see is about the sustainability and, the social impact. As you mentioned, Khan, all this technology, they require a lot in terms of skills, but a lot in terms of processes, power, capacity there. So, and this is consuming, this is impacting our environment, and we need to take care about that. definitely we need to take care. And, to face all these challenges, for me, is still go to the people. And the people of the future, our employee of the future, will be for sure technically skilled, but will be more and more creative, more and more agile, more and more driven, for me, by the emotional intelligence. This is how we see our people of the future.
Thank you very much, Marina. Thank you for sharing the thoughts with us and your participation. I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And I think we are almost on time, and maybe we might have some good time to answer if there are any questions from anyone from our guests.
Sure. I mean, there is one question. Actually, it is a little bit different than what we have, but maybe it's interesting. So Said asked one question about blockchain, because obviously there are like a lot of companies also trying to build new things. So basically, Said asks, what is your perspective about the blockchain-based smart contracts controlled by insurance systems? So do you think it is going to happen in the future or now?
It is already happening in our environment. So we have already transactions that are covered and managed in a blockchain solution, in particular when it's cross-country. So this is something that is in place. And we see also more and more in terms also of regulation, how to be compliant in the future with the regulation coming. So there is strong opportunity also for blockchain to grow, definitely.
Perfect. My question would be like, do you see it like on different geographies, adoption will be much quicker because Allianz in many countries. So I don't know if it's going to roll out globally, or do you think it's going to be more like geography specific countries?
No, for us, as I said, is one of the elements really to have this global footprint and all the countries interacting together. So our customers are global, we are global, the transactions are global, and that is when the blockchain entering the game.
I see. I'm also like looking if any other questions might come up, but also we've shared your profiles, obviously, and they're always welcome to send us email through HackZone program. And it has been our like 4th cohort now, and it's going to go further along the way. I think if they have any kind of ideas to work with Allianz, I think they would be happy to reach out. Also, we are going to share something from the chat. This is kind of an MPS of this event. Maybe people can write their comments or questions over there. So we would be happy to share it with the given directed person. Thank you very much. Like, I really enjoyed listening to this panel as well. I'm really interested to see what is going to happen in the insurance, because obviously Allianz has been there more than 100 years, and the next 100 years is going to be quite interesting in terms of the innovations coming to the market. I think if we don't have any immediate questions, I can thanks to all of our speakers today who joined. If you want to open your cameras and say byes, we still have like 60 people roughly. Thank you for joining us, and probably along the way, like in the demo days, we are going to see you. If you'd like to, because I was just checking the audiences, we definitely had other fintechs as well. I've seen some of our alumni and some other companies too. That sounds really good. And if you have any kind of opportunities for us to engage with you, just let us know. And until the next time, have a nice weekend. Have a nice day today. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
For your participation. Bye-bye.